Apologies for the delay.
He has approved IDF's plan of operation in Rafah.
I think the consequences of a ground operation in Rafah in the current circumstances would be catastrophic for the people of Gaza, for the Palestinians. It would be catastrophic for the humanitarian situation. It would be catastrophic all around. We very much hope that all of this can be avoided. We understand there's negotiations are still going on, and we continue to hope that we will the parties will find a way to a ceasefire to ensure the greater humanitarian access, to ensure the release of all the hostages held by Hamas and others in Gaza, and frankly to open up a way forward for the people of Palestine and the people of Israel.
Country representative of the UN Population Fund for the State of Palestine. Mr. Allen, the floor is yours.
What we see in Gaza is that it's a nightmare which is much more than a humanitarian crisis. It is a crisis of humanity, and the situation is beyond catastrophic. And whilst we see the violence, the war on the ground, there is also a war for the narrative and for disinformation. And having left Gaza this week, I can assure you that it's worse than I can describe, or that the pictures can show, or that you can imagine. And for UNFPA and our focus, I'm personally leaving Gaza this week terrified for the 1 million women and girls of Gaza, 650,000 of reproductive age, of menstruating age, and most especially for the 180 women who are giving birth every single day in Gaza.
That construction has begun, or at least trucks have started to move in, and I'm just...
UNFPA delivered, as part of this, medical supplies to the one functioning maternity hospital in the north of Gaza. But before reaching a hospital, what I saw as I drove through Gaza really broke my heart. Because Gaza is dust. And my greatest fear is what may come for Rafah. And whilst driving up through Gaza, into Gaza City, I think what I took away from that was the looks in the eyes of the people, which the emotion is truly indescribable. Everyone we passed, everyone we spoke to was gaunt, frail, emaciated, hungry. Everybody was doing this for food. And that is why every day, especially in the north, every day is a battle for survival. And we know that 1/4 of Gaza's population is one step away from famine.
You talked in your opening remarks about
fear is just everywhere in Gaza, but especially for these pregnant women, because the doctors are reporting that they no longer see normal-sized baby. They've not seen a normal-sized baby. They don't see them. What they do see, though, tragically, more stillborn births, more stillborn babies, and more neonatal deaths, caused in part by again the malnutrition, dehydration, and the complications.
The Israeli government has brought up this idea of creating humanitarian islands.
There's nowhere safe in Gaza. So, I mean, where would 1.2 million people go to be safe? What I saw, what I've seen, and as I said, there's such densely populated, such a highly dense population in Rafah. It's a city which I think previously, when I visited last year or earlier this year, it's around 200 to 300,000. Now housing 1.2 million is an estimate.
And capacity actually to get aid in, to service.
There are plans that are being made, but this is way bigger than the United Nations can deal with alone, or the humanitarian community can deal with alone, because this is so catastrophic. The whole population is impacted by this. So whilst we can try and bring some light amidst the very dark, huge amounts of darkness, we have to continue to hope for the success of a ceasefire coming through, and then additional conditions that would need to be in place to be able to get assistance and aid to the people that need it the most.